Welcome back to my channel. My name is LaShawn and this is Lush Uncut. So guys, today is the big day. It is the day that all of America, especially us crazy political commentators and culture lovers and all the people on X have been waiting for the last, 6 weeks? And that is debate day. So if you don't know, now you know. This evening on CNN, former President Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden are going to engage in a widely anticipated debate. Now, for the last 2 weeks or so, everyone have been talking about what they expect to happen tonight, how they expect Biden to perform, how they expect Trump to perform, some of the patterns that both candidates have shown in past debates and all the fun stuff. So in honor of the fun, I thought that it would be a good idea to look over past debates and put together what I think are some of President Donald Trump's best debate moments. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, LaShawn, but what about Joe Biden? And to that I say, what about Joe Biden? Moving on, I am going to go from 5 to 1. So let's jump right into it. And also, I made some really quirky names for these moments because I have nothing to do with my spare time. Moment number 5. We're going to call this one the Great Interruptor.
Just tell the American people tonight whether or not you will support either ending the filibuster or packing the court.
Whatever position I take on that, that'll become the issue. The issue is the American people should speak. You should go out and vote. You're in voting now. Vote and let your senators know how strongly you feel. Vote now.
Are you going to pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, let people know you're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question.
Why wouldn't you answer that
because
question?
the question is, radical left. Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Who's
on your list?
Right, gentlemen, I think
this
we've
is
ended
so
this.
He's going to pack the court.
We're not
going to give a list.
We have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it?
So this was not one of Donald Trump's best moments. I think we can all agree. It was just completely ridiculous the way he kept interrupting Joe during that debate. And I watched that entire debate. I spent my evening yesterday watching past presidential debates because, again, I have so much to do with my free time. And I think this is very evident of bad Trump. I think his method for that debate was just to try to throw Joe Biden off. And I don't think that it is going to work in tonight's debate. So I hope that he learned from that instance because a lot of people were not happy with his performance there. So moving on. Number 2. Not 2. I obviously can't count. Number 4. We are going to call this one, They Lied.
Obviously, the war in Iraq was a big, fat mistake, all right? Now, you can take it any way you want, and it took Jeb Bush, if you remember at the beginning of his announcement, when he announced for president, it took him 5 days. He went back. It was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It took him 5 days before his people told him what to say, and he ultimately said it was a mistake. The war in Iraq, we spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives. We don't even have it. Iran is taking over Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. Obviously, it was a mistake.
So
George Bush made a mistake. We can make mistakes, but that one was a beauty. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
But so you still think he should be impeached?
I think it's my turn, isn't it?
You do whatever you want. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right. Governor.
So I chose that clip because I felt like that was so evident of why America fell in love with Donald Trump. 2016 Donald Trump was really something to behold. And the way he came out and just attacked the establishment on the left and the right was so unique in American politics that it was just like no wonder why people fell in love with him. And I wasn't very politically engaged during Trump's first election and during his first term. I was right outside of college. I didn't really care much about politics. But looking back, I really wish I was, because Donald Trump was such an enigma. He was such a unique figure, and I see why the media hated him. Like, he came out and said that they lied about so much, and I feel like a lot of people felt vindicated because they felt betrayed by the government. And Trump came in and was like, yeah, you should feel betrayed because you were. So that's why that clip made the list. Moving on, number 3. I decided to label this one, except Abraham Lincoln. Possibly.
Except in 1994, when he did such harm to the black community, and they were called, and he called them super predators, and he said it, super predators, and they have never lived that down. 1994, your crime bill, the super predators. Nobody has done more for the black community than Donald Trump. And if you look, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln, possible exception, but the exception of Abraham Lincoln, nobody has done what I've done.
Yeah, that one was because it was just funny. Like, how do you say that nobody did more for the black community, like, than me, except possibly Abraham Lincoln? You know, the president that freed the slaves? Possibly. He possibly did better than me. I just thought that was just so funny. That was the only reason I chose that one. So moving on to moment number 2, and we are getting good. We're going to call this one politically incorrect.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. For the record, it was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Your Twitter account has several disparaging comments about women's looks.
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct.
You see why I call that one politically incorrect? Because what he said was very politically incorrect. And again, this was early 2015-16 Trump. I mean, the guy came in and he just turned the tables upside down. Like, this man really went on national television and was like, yeah, I called her a fat pig and what? Sir. We have come to the last clip, and I think this one, it's very obvious if you have been following Trump, if you are politically engaged, if you know Trump's debates, then you know why this moment is objectively number 1. We are going to call this one the big unfulfilled promise.
You get a subpoena, and after getting the subpoena, you delete 33,000 emails, and then you acid wash them or bleach them, as you would say, a very expensive process. So we're going to get a special prosecutor, and we're going to look into it, because you know what? People have been, their lives have been destroyed for doing 1/5 of what you've done, and it's a disgrace. And honestly, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Secretary Clinton, I want to follow up on that. I'm going to let you talk about
email. Because everything he just said is absolutely false, but I'm not surprised.
Really?
In the first debate,
and the audience needs to calm down here.
I told people that it would be impossible to be fact-checking Donald all the time. I'd never get to talk about anything I want to do and how we're going to really make lives better for people. So once again, go to HillaryClinton.com. We have literally Trump. You can fact check him in real time. Last time at the first debate, we had millions of people fact checking. So I expect we'll have millions more fact checking because, you know, it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
Boom. Yeah.
Best moment in debate history. I mean, and also if you want to have a really good time, if you're looking to watch someone get clobbered in a debate, rewatch that debate with Trump and Clinton. Like, again, I was not very politically engaged in 2016, so I missed all of this. So when I was watching this debate last night, my mind was blown. He completely destroyed her. Like, I want to go find Hillary and give her a hug, because it's just like, sis, that debate was, oh my God, so good. Like, literally, they need to put that on Netflix. So that is all of the moments I have for y'all today. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you find some time to watch the debate tonight. I know I'm excited. I really hope Donald Trump conducts himself in a way that's presidential, but at the same time, I hope that he still has some of that 2015, 2016 Trump that America fell in love with.